everyone, and thanks for joining us for the December 11th Headlamp community call. On today's call, we will have a demo from Santhosh about the Backstage integration updates. So without further ado, we will give the floor to Santhosh.
Thanks, Lexi. I'll just share my screen. Hmm. Yep,
Fantastic.
I
I see.
hope.
Yep.
Cool.
Ready.
So, since the last release of the Backstage headlamp integration, like there have been few issues which the community has brought it up. Like they have mentioned, like these are the pain points they are facing when using this integration. One of that was the multi-user authentication issue, where the tokens were stored in a single kubeconfig file and two users accessing the same Backstage headlamp integration were getting mismatched access levels. And one more issue was that the admins were finding it difficult to deploy this integration because it required the admins to expose the headlamp service port. And these two issues are solved now, and we have a latest release. And how we solved it and what the technical approach is all covered in this blog post. People can view it later. So for this demo, I'm going to showcase this example dice roller service from the Backstage GitHub repo. So I have this Backstage HL uh, project where I have configured one cloud provider. In this case, it's Google. And I've also configured two cluster locator methods. One is with the cloud provider, one is with a simple config. This is a local minikube cluster in my system. And this is vanilla configuration for Headlamp uh, plugins. These configurations related docs is available in the Headlamp Backstage repo, README. So let me get into the demo itself. So here is the dice roller component, which is in this example. Once the user goes into the component, they can go to navigate to Kubernetes. Here, both the clusters are showing up because both the clusters are configured and both have the manifest, this manifest deployed. So if you see here, you can just see the overview of the deployment and other Kubernetes resources. And since I have the Minikube cluster configured with the internal dashboard parameters here, this Open Kubernetes dashboard button appears. Clicking on this will directly navigate the user to Headlamp, which is installed. The plugin is installed in this Backstage deployment, and the user can see this. And we also have a plugin in Backstage, which helps the user navigate back to the component. Uh, this is a simple overview, but the user can go to Headlamp in the sidebar and the clusters will show up here. These two clusters are from this config. In GKE, I just have one cluster which matches these uh, configuration, and the Backstage HL demo cluster appears. And the user gets full-blown Headlamp UI inside Backstage. In some cases, there might be uh, issues where the headlamp page loads, but nothing is appearing here. In that case, there is a way to troubleshoot this. This can happen because the token which headlamp shares with Backstage shares with headlamp is not up to date, and they can go do this manually share token, which shares the token from Backstage to headlamp so that this connection which Headlamp uses is authenticated. And by this, the admin doesn't have to expose the Headlamp service also. Basically, we have a middleware proxy in the Headlamp backend plugin, which gets the token from Headlamp and checks if the token valid valid, and then only proxies the request to Headlamp, which is running inside the server. So this is it. The users can give it a try and let us know what they think. If there are things which need to be improved, we'll look into it. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you for the demo, Santhosh. It's pretty nice. I think it really complements Backstage, and allows users to have the best of both worlds, and especially the navigation between the both interfaces. I think it's pretty nice that you don't have to go specifically to one place and then jump to the other manually, so to say, right? So this cross-linking, I think it's important. So yeah, well
Yep.
done. And also, of course, this was something that was before, but you did make it more secure. You updated many things that were necessary, so that's cool.
Fantastic. Thank you, Santosh. So I think we will end it there. We will be back in the new year. January 22nd is the next community call. If anybody has any questions until then, you can reach out to us on GitHub or our Kubernetes Slack. We're also in the SIG UI channel. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great holiday and take some rest. And that'll be it for us for the year. Thanks to Akeem and
Thank you,
Santosh.
Lexi. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks,
folks.
everybody.
Bye.